Hello guys, and welcome to another tutorial. Today we are going to be creating a platformer game like it says in the title up here. Now first we are going to name the sprite player because you guessed it, this is gonna be our player. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create our player sprite. Now, it can be anything, but for this I'm just gonna do a cube. So we are going to then make two more sprites. These are going to be the ground and the lava. Oh, not lava. And the lava kills you. The ground is, you guessed it, the ground. So let's just make some ground over here. Let's make this go to x0, y0. And so now that we have our ground, we can actually start working on our platformer. So, before we do anything, you're going to make a few variables, okay? Our variables are going to be, let's delete my variable. And our variables are going to be jumping. They are going to be xvel, which is x velocity, yvel, which is y velocity, and level number. So now that we have those done, we are going to say when flag clicked, go to your starting point. Now this will be the starting point for when you do a level. So let's say x negative 200, y negative 60. So now that we have that, you go right over here. And so that will be our starting point for every level. We are then going to set level number to 1. Okay, 1. We're going to set jumping to 0. We are going to set xvel to 0. And we are going to set yvel to 0. Now, you might be wondering how this is gonna turn into a platformer, but you'll see. I've tested this out before. So we get a forever block. Now we're gonna make a custom block called platformer. Now this will be the entire game basically. So now this is where we are going to be doing most of the code. However, there will be a few more things. So inside of it, we are going to say change y by 1. Now it might just look like you're gonna go up into the sky forever. Yeah, but that's actually really important to making it look nice. Now we're gonna say and now we're gonna say if two next to each other, these certain keys. Now these keys will be the right arrow and left arrow. We will then change x velocity by 1 and in the right arrow, and in the left arrow we will change it by -1. We will then set xval to, we'll get a times block, then 0.87. So xval times 0.87. So now we have xval over here, and if you press the right and left arrow keys, it changes. So what we do is we change x by xval. So now you have some nice, good, juicy movement here. Now the xval is actually the speed. So let's say you wanted to go faster. You can just set it to 2 and it's much faster. I think 1 is a good speed, but it's your choice. This is meant to be a very adaptable platformer engine that I'm teaching you. So we will then change y by 2. Now I know it seems like we're just flying up into the air without any cares because we're not done yet. But that's because we're not done yet, guys. So we're then going to create a new custom block called wall jumping. And now this will, you guessed it, allow us to wall jump on walls. So let's just make a wall over here in the levels. And then we'll code the wall jumping and see what happens. Now, the wall jumping won't actually work yet. Just listen to me here. The wall jumping will not work yet. Okay? So, just believe me that when we're done with this block, it's not gonna work yet. So, what we do is we're going to change y by -2. We are then going to change change x blocks, and then 2 times blocks. And so that's going to be -1.5, and this is going to be, oh wait, no, yeah. This is a divided by and a 2. And so you put xval in both of those. And so that will be the basic wall collision. We are obviously not fast enough to get there, but we're gonna say over here, if touching ground, then wall jumping. So this actually will be the wall jumping and collisions. But here you can see that you actually can't go past the wall. Now we're gonna get an if-else block, and we're gonna say if something equals 0, and that something is gonna be jumping. So if jumping equals 0, then we are going to change y by -1. We are then going to say if else, if key up arrow pressed, then we are going to change x by xval times -1. So there we have that. Then we are going to change y by 10. And then if not touching ground, then we're going to set xvel to xvel times -1. And we are going to set yvel to 10. Now this will just be a wall jumping height, so you can change that. Now then we're going to change y by -10. So now that we have the wall jumping, let's just test it out. And like I said, it isn't gonna work yet because because we have not coded the rest of this platformer engine yet. But we are, so don't worry. So now, in the platformer, we are going to say change y by -2. So change y by -2. And we're going to say if touching ground, we're going to set jumping to 0. We are then going to say if key up arrow pressed, we're going to say if jumping equals 0, and then inside of that, we're going to say if not touching ground. And I know it seems weird that we're going to say if you're not touching the ground, but just bear with me here. We are going to set jumping to 1, and we are going to set yvel to 10. Now this is just going to be your normal jump height, okay? So that will be your normal jump height. Then we're going to say if not touching ground, you're going to set jumping to 1. Now this will actually be important. But now we have our little wall here that you can sort of jump on, but it's definitely not done yet. We're then going to change y by yvel. So we change our y by yvel now. We're then going to say if touching ground, then we're going to say, we're going to get an if-else block. If yvel over 0, so yvel, we are going to change x by xvel, set yvel to yvel times -1, and then we are going to change y by yvel. Else, we are going to change y by -1. You're going to say if touching ground, then you're going to make a new custom block. Now, with this custom block, we are going to make sure that this run without screen refresh checkmark is on, okay? Make sure that this run without screen refresh is checked. Now we're gonna name this floor collision. So we have floor collision there. Now you can edit that if you forget to do the run without screen refresh check. Now, for the floor collision, we're going to set jumping to 0. We're going to set yvel to 0. We're going to repeat until not touching ground. We are going to change y by 3. You're then going to say if not touching ground, then change y by -3. We will then change y by 1. So now that we have our floor collision done, we are going to actually replace this with an if-else block. And we're going to do floor collision right here. And then if-else, we're going to change x by xvel and set yvel to yvel times -1 and change y by yvel. Then, after that, we will change y by 1. So we actually have a lot of the game done here. Now, what we're actually going to do is we're going to set this to an if-else block. And so if it's touching the ground, it'll do all the calculations. If not, then it'll just change yvel by -1. It's nice and easy and simple, and you don't have to worry about a lot. But now, it seems like we're like really close, right? So, and we actually are really close. So, what we're gonna do is, it looks like we're bouncing, right? And we don't wanna be bouncing, right? So, what we're gonna do is first, we're going to add a few more things. So we're gonna say if touching lava, then you're going to go to the starting point that you put at the beginning of the flag. So -200, -60 in my case. But it all depends on what your starting position here is. We are then going to say if X position is over 239, so if your X position is over 239, I'm going to set xvel to 0, we are going to set yvel to 0, we are going to change level number by 1, and again, we are gonna go to our starting point. Now, last but not least, we are going to change y by -1. So, there we have it, a platformer engine, but wait, there's something missing. Actual levels. So to make your levels, we are going to go to ground. I'm going to say one flag clicked, forever, switch costume to level number. Now let's say this is 1. Now let's make a new level, and so this will be 2, okay? And so level 2 will just be, I don't know, let's just make it a smiley face. So we can have a smiley face level. See, so let's paint our smiley face with our paintbrush. And now we have our smiley face level. So we're gonna go over here, and it actually switches to your level, which is awesome. This is also complete with roof collision. So if we go over here and make a roof, you can interact with the roof. It actually acts like a roof would in real life. So yeah, that's about it for this platformer engine. All that's left is we're going to add the switch costume to like one flag clicked forever, switch costume to level number, and you can make, like, let's say this is 1, and then this red blob is gonna be lava. So yeah, so now you can so yeah, this is definitely the end. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you make some really fun platformers with this, because this took a lot of work to make, actually. I made this all by myself, so yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.